Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Full Movie Podcast, a show where we talk about those long-forgotten classics that deserve a rewatch. I'm Matt.
And I'm Freya. Hope everyone's doing okay.
I'm Daisy.
I'm glad to hear it. I just want to say a very quick happy birthday to Fiona on Instagram.
Woo!
Apparently they've had to work today.
Boo!
Which is super lame, but it sounds like they've been in good podcast company, including us.
Yay!
Which is lovely to hear, and thank you so much for tagging us.
Thank you. Have a very, very happy birthday evening, shall we say.
Indeed.
So yes, and I hope your weekend is fantastic.
Yes. Well, why don't you tell us what we're covering today?
Alright, Freya, you cooled down the thunder. Well, now you've got it. We're doing Tombstone.
Famous lawman Wyatt Earp plans to retire anonymously in Tombstone, Arizona, but his plans are disrupted by a band of outlaws known as the Cowboys.
Ooh. Directed by George P. Cosmatos. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Cosmatos.
Sure.
I think. Who also did Rambo 2. He did Cobra, the Sylvester Stallone film, which I've only just recently seen, which is quite shocking. And also Escape to Athena, that's it. Thank you. It was written by Kevin Jarre, who wrote 1999's The Mummy, Glory, and Harrison Ford's The Devil's Own. But I'm going to quickly mention now that Kevin Jarre was the original director of this film.
Oh.
It would have been his feature film debut.
Oh.
But he was fired.
Oh dear.
Essentially because he was falling behind on the shots and he wasn't very well organised. So they fired him. They brought on the producer, who was George P. Cosmatos, to take over directing duties. But it is widely rumoured / facted, should we say, that it was actually Kurt Russell who directed this film. So, but he didn't want to be, as quoted, Kevin Costner.
Okay.
And he just wanted to be the actor in it. But yes, it was mostly Kurt Russell who was calling the shots, and it was George P. Cosmatos who was basically keeping everything organised.
I see.
So yes. How do we feel about this film?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. I hadn't seen it before. And I'm not the biggest Western fan.
No, I was going to say, you. If I suggest a Western, you're like, isn't there a horror we could watch instead?
Yeah,
so
it's true. But no, I thought it was brilliant. You know, fantastic cast, great story.
Oh, we'll come on to the cast in a minute. But yeah.
You know, amazing performances.
Music's good in it.
Music's
the
great.
Cinematography is fantastic in it.
Yep.
So there's no fault in this film, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's one of those films that me and my friends often talk about because it's such a underrated film. I mean, I'm just going to state now that this was done in 1993. It did not get any Oscar nominations, no awards whatsoever, except for, I think Val Kilmer won Best Leading Man at the MTV Movie Awards.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. But this got no praise whatsoever.
That's
and it's
crazy.
A brilliant film. It's such an epic, bombastic, all-star cast film.
Good word.
Thank you. I like that word, bombastic. But yeah, it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, then why not? You really should. Give the film a go.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not normally a Western fan, as I'm not, definitely give it a chance. You know, it's so worth watching. It's such an enjoyable film. Lots of incredible facial hair, you know, gunfights, people spitting tobacco, you know, it's even has a bit of Faust in it. It's got everything you want.
All right. So let's talk about the cast, because I have got so much to say about this cast.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, normally whenever Kurt Russell is there, he's my main man. But Val Kilmer really, I think, in my opinion, stole the show.
He's a dandy.
He is dandy. He's so good as Doc Holliday.
Yeah, really is.
And he is so cool.
Well, yes, definitely. I mean, I'm just going to run through the cast because there's a couple of people who not many people realise they're actually in this film.
Yeah,
should we say? So, obviously, Kurt Russell plays Wyatt. Sam Elliott plays Virgil. Bill Paxton plays Morgan Earp.
The
which
Earps.
is The Earps. I'm going to have such struggle saying that. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. Then you have Powers Booth, the wonderful Powers Booth, who sadly passed a couple of years ago. He plays Curly Bill. If anyone's looking for a good Powers Booth film, I strongly recommend the Brandon Lee, I think it's 1994 film? No, 1992 film Rapid Fire. Oh, it's brilliant. We're going to watch that at some point over the weekend. It's got Michael Biehn as a fantastic Johnny Ringo. Johnny Ringo?
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to say Gringo then. It's got Jason Priestley, who at the time of this film was in the height of his 90210 fame, shall we say. It was also had John Tini as Behan. So he was kind of weird sheriff.
The sheriff who didn't do any much sheriffing.
Just a bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
Stephen Lang from Avatar and Don't Breathe. He plays Ike Clanton, thank you. Then you've got Thomas Hayden Church as Billy Clanton. Michael Rooker. Oh, we love a Michael Rooker, don't we?
We do, and just an honourable mention to Michael Rooker's fantastic curly bonts.
Which is good, but in a couple of years later, he would be in Kevin Smith's Mallrats, where he shaves it all off.
Yeah.
And in that film, they say the line, "Well, you called down the thunder." Yes.
He definitely looks better without hair.
Yes. You have him playing McMasters. You have Billy Bob Thornton as Johnny Tyler.
Yeah.
So that... Billy Bob.
Gotta love Billy Bob.
I do love Billy Bob. Billy Zane as Mr. Fabian.
The prettiest man in Hollywood.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's cool. I mean,
he's very cool.
Even in Zoolander, he was cool.
Yep.
He's playing Billy Zane. You have John Corbett as Barnes. You have Terry O'Quinn playing the Mayor Clum, I think it is.
Sure.
We've just recently watched Young Guns.
Yes.
And Terry Quinn is in Young Guns as well.
Yes, I did notice that.
Oh, good. By the way, which one did you prefer, Tombstone or Young Guns?
I did like Young Guns, like a bit of Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
But Tombstone was definitely better.
Right on.
Was that the right answer?
That was a good answer. Frank Stallone, as in Rocky's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He plays Ed Bailey. Then you have brilliant Charlton Heston playing Henry Hooker,
yeah,
I think it is. And then Robert Mitchum as the narrator.
Yeah.
Now that is an all-star cast.
Fantastic.
There's so many films which have the line of all-star cast.
Yeah.
Somebody said Social Network, which is a good film, but it doesn't have an all-star cast. It has a cast, but it's kind of more rising stars.
At the time, you wouldn't consider a lot of those people as stars.
No, far from it. That it's a film, as far as I'm concerned, an all-star cast film is Hollywood actors, actresses who have got their names in outside the Garment Theatre. You know, it's the people who have been in lots of films and fantastic actors. So I'm talking maybe Inception. Yeah. You have Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Sure. Expendables to a degree, but it's a lot of action stars. Yeah. Ocean's films, of course. Yeah. How the West Was Won. You know, those are the all-star cast films.
Definitely.
So, and this, I think, out of all those films that I've just mentioned, this is probably my favourite all-star cast film. I
mean, I probably have to agree with you, even though I've only just seen it the once.
It is. This film is amazing. I can't recommend this highly enough.
Just watch it for Val Kilmer.
Well, yeah, although one criticism.
Okay.
Kurt Russell's hair. It's a bit floppy indie kid.
It's a little bit too done for the time.
Yeah. Also, you notice just how short Kurt Russell actually is.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
He's not...
Doesn't even matter. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just look at his... It's Kurt. Just look at his luxurious moustache. It's fine.
Interesting fact about Kurt Russell, there was a note left on Walt Disney's desk when he died that just said Kurt Russell.
Huh.
Yeah. Because he thought of him as the upcoming big star.
No.
Yeah. So yes, there was that. Right. Let's go on to favourite scene. What's your favourite scene?
My favourite scene is in the saloon, and the Earps are...
The Earps, I'm never going to get over that.
They're in there with Doc, and some of the cowboys come in and kind of they're sizing each other up.
Yeah.
And Johnny Ringo, one of the cowboys...
Michael Biehn.
he is kind of having it out with Doc Holliday, Val Kilmer.
Yeah, they speak Latin to each other.
Yeah, which is, that's a weird flex, but okay.
But I will say that I know what they say in Latin, and it's kind of all gibberish.
Okay, fair enough.
So
good, we won't bother with that then.
No, that's not quite.
Anyway, then Johnny Ringo ends up doing his little gun spinning quick draw.
Yeah.
Like
a dangerous Harlem Globetrotter.
Yeah, exactly. And rather than kind of do the same thing, Doc Holliday just does it with the tin cup he's holding in his hand.
That's a good line.
Which is really, really brilliant. I love that.
My favourite scene also involves my favourite line.
Mm-hmm.
So my favourite scene is actually not the gunfight at the OK Corral, because that's kind of more the beginning of something rather than the end of something.
Yes.
That's in the middle of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually the Creek gunfight where Wyatt and McMasters and Doc are all shooting out the cowboys.
Yeah.
And they're kind of pinned down. And then Wyatt just basically goes, "No."
Yeah.
No, and he gets up and he doesn't even fire a shot yet. They're all just shooting at him, and he's going after Curly Bill, played by Powers Booth.
Yeah.
And he's just walking along the creek, just going, "No, no."
Who knew that deflected bullets?
Yeah, I mean, now an interesting fact about Wyatt Earp. Apparently, he was never scratched by a bullet in real life.
Wow.
So, but in this film, he's shot a couple of times. But yeah, so he walks up to Curly Bill and shoots him.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the end of Curly Bill, who's kind of the boss of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then my favourite line is after that, they're all around the camp drying off and like sorting themselves out. And McMaster goes up and says, "Where is he?" Talking about Wyatt. And Doc Holliday turns around and says, "Down by the creek, walking on water." That's a good line.
It is a good line.
There's quite a few good lines in this film.
There are some really good one-liners. Mine is... Doc has just been drinking and playing the piano in the saloon, and there's a good line in that scene, but this is my favourite. Billy Clanton says, "Why, it's the drunk piano player. You're so drunk you can't hit nothing. In fact, you're probably seeing double." And Doc says, "I have 2 guns, one for each of you."
That's a good line. Right, let's get on to some facts.
Tell me.
When the Earps first... The Earps, I'm never going to get over that.
It's Christmas with the Earps.
Yeah. When they first enter Tombstone, a grave marker can be seen in the cemetery that reads, "Here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more." That's an actual tombstone in Tombstone.
Wow.
So, the lawman Wyatt Earp's 5th cousin, Wyatt Earp, in this film, plays Billy Claiborne.
Wow, cool.
So it's an actual relative of Wyatt Earp.
That's brilliant.
Willem Dafoe was the original choice to play Doc Holliday, but Bun Vista, who were a distribution company for Disney, they didn't want him to be cast because he had been in the controversial Last Temptation of Christ.
Oh.
Fantastic actor, but yeah. The participants of what had become known as the gunfight at the OK Corral were, in fact, Virgil, Morgan, Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday versus Tom and Fake McClure, Billy and Ike Clanton, and Billy Claiborne. Doc Holliday's last words were "I'll be damned," uttered when he realised he is bare feet. In actual fact, Doc swore that he would die in his boots on.
Oh.
Yes. And that's it. That's my facts. There were loads of facts about this, but I thought I'd keep it a bit
Well, we had
today,
plenty
because
to
I
say.
had so much to say about this film.
Definitely.
I love this film, and I think everybody should watch it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I will definitely watch it again.
Watch this. Don't watch 1994's Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. Well, actually, it's not that bad, but Kevin Costner as Wyatt and Dennis Quaid as Doc. Val Kilmer's much better. I love Dennis Quaid, but Val Kilmer. So
absolutely,
watch both of them. I haven't seen that film for a while, but
sure, why not? Just indulge in some good old Western gunslinging.
Yes, Western. We're going to watch Young Guns 2 tonight.
We sure are.
Right, so have you got some links for us, baby?
I certainly do. If you would like to email us, you can reach us on fullmoviepodcast@gmail.com. On Twitter, we are @fullmoviepoduk, and on Instagram @fullmoviepodcast.
Leave us a rate and review where possible. We'd appreciate it.
We really would.
Next weekend, this coming weekend,
Yes.
Sunday, what film are we doing?
We are doing 1997's Grosse Point Blank.
Ooh, I love that film.
Me too.
It's a good film. Okay, so listen to us then, and have a lovely day and week, and happy birthday to those with birthdays, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.